Email tracking shows us when recipients open our emails and can include information about where and how they opened the message. In this lesson, we'll learn exactly what data we can track, how to enable or disable email tracking, and where we can find our email tracking data. We'll also learn how we can use the data in our daily workflow, some of the limitations of email tracking, and how to test the feature. Email tracking gives us a few different data points to help understand engagement with our emails. The I symbol shows us the email tracking status. A gray I with a line through it means the email has not been opened. If the symbol is just gray, it means a previous email and thread has been opened, but the most recent email has not. A green I symbol means the most recent email has been read. Once we open the email, we can hover over the I symbol to get even more data, like how many times the email was viewed and when. Depending on the device, mail program, and user settings, Streak gets different levels of information about the tracked views. For example, sometimes we'll be able to see the city-level location of where the email was viewed, or we could see what type of device the email was viewed on. Streak always shares all of the available information, so if you don't see some of this data, it's because it's not available to us. If you're interested in learning more, head over to the related article, How Does Email Tracking Work? Or click the link when hovering over the I symbol in an email. Next, let's set up email tracking so we can start collecting this data. We can choose a default setting, and we can also turn tracking on or off on a per email basis. To choose our default tracking status, click the gear icon at the top of the Gmail window and click See All Settings. Open the Streak settings and scroll down to the Email Tracking section. Enabling the email tracking default means every email we send will have email tracking turned on. After we choose our default setting, we can still turn tracking on or off for individual emails. Just look for the email tracking icon in the toolbar, which may be in the More Tools section. The orange icon means email tracking is on for this draft, and a gray icon means it's off. Then just write your email and send it as usual. So now that we're sending tracked emails, let's explore 5 ways we can find and work with this data. First, we can get a notification the first time an email is read, which can be a good prompt to follow up when a lead is currently engaged. To set up notifications, scroll down to the bottom of your Streak settings until you find the Tracked Email is Read section. Open the menu to choose Email or Browser Notifications, or both. Notifications help us keep tabs on email engagement in real time, but the best way to build email tracking into our workflow is by adding email tracking magic columns to our pipelines. To add new columns, click the arrow next to any column name and scroll down to Insert New Column. In the Magic section, hover over Email Tracking to add email tracking magic columns. These columns don't backfill previous email tracking data, but moving forward, they'll automatically update with data about the most recently sent email in each box. We can see how many times the last email was viewed and when. We can use the data in these columns to help us decide who to follow up with or when to update our boxes. For example, we could click the arrow next to the Date of Last Tracked View column and sort by the newest to oldest so we can quickly see who opened our emails most recently. We could then set up a filter to see who opened the most recent email, let's say more than once, and take action by sending them a mail merge follow-up or moving them into an interested stage. Streak also adds folders to the Sent Mail section of Gmail, so we can see our tracked emails in one place and easily add them to boxes or even create new pipelines with our tracked emails. The Recently Viewed Emails folder shows us the 20 most recently viewed emails that we've sent. If we're not already tracking these emails in pipelines, just select the emails we want and click the orange button at the top to add them as individual boxes to a Streak pipeline. We could even create a new pipeline using a template with just one click. The folder for all tracked emails is exactly how it sounds. These emails are listed in chronological order of when the most recent email was sent, not the date of the last view. As we work in our boxes, we can also find email tracking data anywhere we can see our emails. We'll see the I symbol in each row that contains a tracked email, which indicates the status of the most recently sent email in the thread. As we saw at the beginning of the lesson, we can open the email thread and hover over the I symbol to find more data about when, where, and how many times a specific message in this thread was viewed. Finally, the email tracking sidebar shows us the combined email view data for every message in the thread, giving us a sense of email engagement over time. Now that we've learned all about Streak's email tracking, it's important to keep in mind that no email tracking system is completely perfect, and they're subject to a lot of different factors and variables. You can learn more in the related article on email view tracking. You can always test email tracking by sending a test email and checking it in an incognito or private window. Just make sure you don't have settings enabled that would prevent the email from being tracked. Get step-by-step instructions to test your email tracking in the related article below.